You doing this thing all by yourself, no
I
agent,
am.
no manager.
Exactly.
I guess you're probably saving some money too, right?
Yes, just a little bit.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
Just a little
Okay.
bit.
So one of the things that my team said when they was doing some research, as you can tell, I want to talk about. We're going to talk about your model mindset book. I
Yes.
see you have a copy of it
I
with
do
you,
have a copy here.
right? So, model mindset, y'all.
Yes.
And pronounce your last name again for me.
Perea.
Perea,
Yes.
right? Because I tell you, some of my guests will tell you, I will tear up a name. Very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
And this looks like the cover. This is the promo video.
It is. It's the
that's
same
running.
photo.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
an excellent photo.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So okay, 26. So we're gonna talk about this, y'all. We're gonna talk about this and we're gonna learn because I used to model.
Okay.
No, I made that up.
Okay.
I made that up. So tell us about your education, right? Did you have to take some classes? Is this, because again, you started at 15, pretty young
Yes.
age.
So I jumped into the pageant world with honestly no real experience in the fashion world at all. So my mom was actually the reason why I started competing. She signed me up without me knowing when I was 15 years old. She told me over Christmas break, she was like, oh, by the way, forgot to tell you, you're doing a pageant in a couple weeks. So like, let's work on your talent and like put everything together. I was completely against it, but I fell in love with the pageant world. And I ended up transitioning over into modeling because I wanted to perfect my stage presence in competitions. So I actually did study with Barbizon, which is a very popular modeling
one,
school.
yes.
And then outside of that, I've just kind of practiced with my mom, and I've also worked with pageant coaches as well. PR pageant coaches is one of the teams that the team that I work with. And so through that and just researching on my own, I've been able to kind of just figure out this industry.
So there's a difference between the pageantry world and modeling, I take it, right?
A little,
Because
yes.
I've seen some of your video from modeling different things. I know you recently was in Virginia,
Yes.
right? Virginia.
I competed in Virginia,
Okay,
yes, but
and
for
what tell
Miss
us about
DC.
that? Miss DC.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Now the titles that you won, when was that and what was that for?
So I won in 2016. That was my most recent title, where I was second runner-up at Miss World America, which is the national pageant, and I represented Miss Virginia in that competition.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, now, are you residing in Virginia now? Or?
No, so I've been in DC now for 2 years.
Okay, because I was going to ask you. I don't get into politics. But
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, did you vote yesterday? Because that was the whole
Right.
Virginia had it going on. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So, excuse me. So you mentioned that you started at 15.
I did.
And that was your very first pageant.
Yes.
Were you nervous?
Honestly, I can't really remember what emotions I had going into it, but I knew that once I finished, I didn't want to stop. So once that first competition was over, I was like, Mom, I want to keep doing this. Like, of course, moms always know best.
Right.
So, she knew me better than I knew myself.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she signed me up because I'm still here,
You're still
11
here.
years later.
11 years, and you're doing your own thing. And I must say, you're doing a pretty excellent job in kind of displaying. Again, I saw some of your work.
Thank you.
So one of the things, let's talk about this book. So
Sure.
11 years in only, and you wrote your first book.
Yes.
What brought this on? What made you decide to write this book?
Yeah.
Tell us.
So my inspiration was actually because I kept getting messages from girls and guys and who are wanting to pursue the modeling industry, and I realized that there were a lot of similar questions that were being asked. Whereas they're wondering, how do you brand yourself? How do you find castings? Do you need to get training? How do you set up your portfolio? And so when I realized that there was a lot of similar questions, I started to do my own research to see if there was any, comprehensive books or any type of resource that really puts it all together for someone to just go through really quickly
Right.
and just kind of get the basis of what they need to do to start. And when I realized there wasn't really anything out there like that, I decided who better to create it than me.
Right.
So I ended up putting it together in about a year.
Nice.
I self-published everything myself as well. And it's basically everything that I wish I would have known going into the industry, because it's not just about preparing yourself physically or preparing yourself for photo shoots and networking, but also getting yourself mentally prepared to go
Right.
into an industry where there's constant rejection. So that's one of the things I focus on as well.
And how was that rejection hard? I mean, I know, so starting this show, this was kind of, folks said, hey, Rich, you should be doing something, television, something somewhere along the line. So it was a little nerve-wracking for me. But I will say, just looking at some of this advice here, this is some pretty good stuff here. See, model breakdown,
Yes.
child model. Now, one of my first guests was, he was 8 at the time, and, and he's modeling now too. So this is some good stuff here.
Thank you.
I will take it. This is not my copy since it has red.
It's not, but I'll bring back another one.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yes.
Excellent. Because I like to get gifts here because I do give out gifts sometimes.
Absolutely.
But this is really good.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna have to look. And you did all this yourself.
I did.
Let's be sure now. Where can they get a copy of Model Mindset? I love the title too.
Thank you so much. So you can get it on my website, which is sashaperea.com.
Okay.
And it's also available on Amazon as well.
All right. So Amazon and SashaPerea.com.
Yes.
Yeah, I said that with a little accent.
You did. You said it like you were Spanish.
Oh yeah. Okay. I got a little Spanish background.
Yes.
Spanish 101. 101. All right. So let's continue here. So there's different types of modeling, right?
Yes.
I mean, because I know some folks they're hand models. I mean, so there's different. Tell us some of the different types of modeling, and then tell us some that you actually experienced.
Sure.
Or you've actually done. Right?
Absolutely. So you can be a hand model, as you mentioned, or a parts model. So it can be hands, it can be feet, or just any specific area of your body. You can also be a fitness model, promotional, runway, print model, which is all like catalog work.
That's what my little guy Dallas does. He does catalog work. Okay.
Very nice. Yes. So those are just a couple of the areas that you can specialize in. And then now, of course, we have plus models as well, which is amazing because we're seeing more diversity in the industry.
Yeah, because, when I think of, initially, when I thought of modeling, back in the days, I thought of very small, petite women. But there's just so many, folks come in so many different sizes.
Yes.
And most, the full-size models, that's what they call them, right? Full-size.
Yes.
I want to be politically correct.
Yes.
Right? It's just a matter of really recognizing, I think, being confident in yourself too, right? You gotta have some level of confidence. Okay. One of the things, the height. Now, how tall are you?
So I'm like 5'8.5".
Oh, that's kind of tall for a woman, right?
It is. But in the industry, it's kind of at that cutoff point. Usually, when you want to do runway, a lot of the people that put on those fashion shows want models that are at least 5'9". So I'm like kind of like able to push it for some casting directors and not for others. Just kind of depends. But your height really doesn't matter. It just depends on what part of the modeling industry you want to tap into. So if you want to be a commercial model or a print model, your size isn't going to be an issue.
Okay, so you can be 4'11".
You could be.
Okay,
yes.
okay. One of the things that I like to do is sometimes just reach out to your supporters, fans, followers, whatever you want to call it, and kind of say, hey, what would you like to ask? Sure. So one of the questions that someone asked was, what do you consider the toughest aspect of modeling?
The toughest aspect, that is a good question. I would have to say that the toughest aspect is honestly just preparing yourself for the potential rejection and not comparing yourself to the models that are in the room with you when you go into an audition. Okay. It's really easy to, I think, look to the girl next to you, look to the girl to your right or to your left and say, oh, they look amazing. But really preparing yourself mentally and making sure that you focus on what you're bringing to the table and focusing on that. If you get that down, you'll be okay.
Okay.
Not just in modeling, but in life, honestly. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Then we come back. We're going to play a game called Fashion Trivia.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we'll be right back. More Living a Rich Life talk show featuring Sasha Perea. Yes. We'll be right back. BeExposedRadio.com.
To the times when we cared for one another, we shared the same respect. What is happening? We're trading what's important for shiny things. I can't allow this blasphemy. Why would you treat yourself like that? We didn't come this far just to fall right back. Don't lose your acknowledging all of our ignorance is their permission to. I know you like to turn up like that, with a drink to pull up like that. Well, baby, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Just make sure the God in you stays where it's at. You're the rising sun of a new day begun. Grind on till victory's won. I pray you do your thing till earth and heaven ring. Just don't forget where you come from.
Let me talk to him. Oh, you ain't know? You ain't heard it before? That spirit you take for granted is the God of your soul. It's a price that you owe. It can never be owned. So for this valued dollar, it can never be sold. We were kings and queens in the motherland. Problem is we shouldn't have spared the rod or the father's hand. Yo, where the fathers at? Kids raising kids. So basically they never really raised but more assisted. Thrown to the system for criminal definition instead of dreaming for better and taking care of your business. I promise. We've been gods from the crib. Thing is, you can call a king a slave if he don't know who he is. Man, it's blasphemy.
Why would you?
Is what it is. Radio show.
Go ahead. All right, listen. All right, say situation. Cause I keep telling y'all, it's different situations in the child support thing. You can't just pinpoint one thing. You can't just say, "Oh, here did be. That's why you're on child support. Oh, he this. That's why you're on child support. Oh, she this. That's why she on child support." No, sometimes it could just go off of, "Oh, I just called him and asked him, can he pay for the pictures? He ain't want to pay for the pictures. I'm taking his ass downtown." Yup.
Well, you got to know. Know who you dating.
Hold up.
You
hold
just
up.
like
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Living a Rich Life, featuring the one and only talented, beautiful model, author, Miss Sasha Perea. Yes. Like we was talking offline, I tell you, I love it. Just rolls off my tongue now. It rolls off my tongue. All right, so during this segment, like I said, we have a little fun. We're going to play a game called Fashion Trivia.
Okay.
Right? So my team put together these cards.
Okay.
I'm going to start it off, ladies first. So I'm going to pick a card.
Okay.
We're going to go with points and see see what your knowledge is when it comes to fashion, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, okay. So what do you call a shirt with a very high, sometimes rolled collar?
A turtleneck.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
Okay, she got that right. All right, so that's yours. You got that one.
Awesome.
Right. All right, you pick. You go
All
ahead.
right.
And I don't know what
Let's
these
see.
are. I don't know what these are.
Oh, I see. I don't even know if I would have known this. What clothing line did a young Brad Pitt model for?
Oh, yeah. Jordache?
No.
No.
Do you only get one guess?
No.
More than one guess? Okay.
What other jeans are there? Oh, Caucasians like them. Levi's.
Yes,
Okay,
Levi's.
okay.
That was right.
All right, so let's see here.
Okay.
We're gonna test Sasha's knowledge here.
Right.
What's this one here? Oh, this one is so easy. Which music mongrel was involved in creating Rockaware?
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boo.
Of course. I love the Queen Bee, so.
Yeah, oh, okay. So you're
Yes.
a Jay-Z and Beyonce fan.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead. What you got?
A kimono would be worn by a person from where?
Oh, that's Asian. So that's kimono. That's Japan.
Yes.
Okay.
Fashion too.
That's easy. That was an easy one. I said don't make trouble. Let's see. All right. So we got. Oh, it must have been here. So what does the French fashion term pret-à-porter translate to in English?
Ooh. I've been meaning to learn French. I don't think I know this one.
What does the French fashion term pret? So a-porter. So there's 3 words.
Okay.
I can't even. It's like charade.
Yeah, right.
Ready to wear.
But, okay.
Pret-
I did know
okay.
that.
Yeah, I'm saying it. The French is known
Right.
for. Give it to me.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, so we're gonna pause for a minute. We're gonna
Okay.
pause for a minute and get back to some of these questions. So speaking of French, when I think of a lot of different designers internationally known, who are some of the designers that you actually work with?
Yeah, so I worked with Michael Lombard. So he's internationally known as well. He actually has a very special or unique jacket line.
Okay.
So I modeled for him in DC Fashion Week, which was amazing about a couple of years ago. And then, okay.
There we go.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We were working on stuff.
So yes, so that's one of the designers that I've worked with. And then as for major companies that I've worked with MAC Cosmetics and LG as well.
Ah,
As
very
a
nice.
promotional model.
Very
So-
nice, very nice. Now, question, because I have seen you again doing model stuff. So do you get to keep the clothes?
So I only had one opportunity to keep the clothes. It doesn't happen often.
Okay.
But all my years, only once.
Yeah, they want
Only
their
once.
shit back.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
Usually they're sample sizes that you just get to wear for either a photo shoot or a fashion show, and they keep their pieces.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So y'all taking note of this? Y'all,
Yeah.
You think you're gonna keep the clothes?
I
That's
wish.
one thing I always wonder. I was like, yeah, some of that stuff is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
What, are you familiar with Kanye West line? His stuff?
I am. I'm fairly familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His stuff look almost like slave type.
You know, it's a different line. We'll keep it at that.
Okay,
It's a different line, but I've heard great reviews. So.
Right, I've heard it too.
Yeah.
It seems when you talk about fashion, the stranger it is, the more it costs.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, again, I'm not big on name brands. You know, I like quality
Yeah.
stuff.
Same here.
So, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so whose turn is
Yes.
it? Whose turn is it?
I believe it is my turn to
Go
ask
ahead.
you a
Okay,
question.
go ahead. What you got for me?
All right. Most pairs of jeans come with 5 or what?
Oh, that's easy. Pockets.
Yes.
I got pockets. Yeah.
Yep.
That was an easy one. I got on my jeans now.
Yes.
Shit, okay. Ooh, this is a good one. According to the book and movie titles, what designer line does the devil wear?
Prada.
Yes.
Yes.
You got any Prada in your closet?
I
Yeah.
don't,
No?
but it's coming.
It's coming?
Yes.
I know that's right.
Okay. Polo, Chaps, and Club Monaco are all divisions of what company?
Polo chaps. Only polo I know is Ralph Lauren.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
all right.
Yes.
Nice.
Did you get it?
Did I get what?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, because I was going to take it back to Black Card for that one.
That's my engineer. He was gonna pull my card if I didn't get that one right. Aldo, Andre. Okay, here we go. They made these real easy for you. I think they set me up. So for the fashion label DKNY,
Yes.
the initials stand for what?
Oh, man.
Oh, we stumped her.
Oh, you did. I know the last part is New York.
Right?
Um,
Just say some names.
Dolce?
No.
No. I know he's judging me. I don't know if I know
We
this.
don't judge, only if you don't get this answer.
Oh, right.
Donna
Donna
Karen.
Karen.
Oh,
DKNY.
I
Oh,
knew
my.
the brand too. I know the brand.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I'm nervous for the rest of these questions.
Oh, goodness.
A fiber made of 2 or more mixed fibers is called what?
Shit, mixed fibers.
I wish. No.
No? Mixed fiber, no?
These are like fashion school questions.
Blend.
A blend.
Blend?
A blend.
A blend. Okay,
Yes.
you mix stuff up, you blend. I was thinking a blender. That's
Right.
all. Okay, all right. My turn.
Yes.
Okay, let's see what we
Hopefully I
got
get this one.
here.
Oh gosh.
Wait a minute, how old are you?
I'm 26.
26. You might not get this one, but
Okay.
you might. What fabric, this is like this is a joke. What fabric was most popular for 1970s leisure suits? Just think of some fabrics.
Is it 2 women
wait.
names?
It's just one.
One name?
It's one type of fabric.
One type of fabric.
Huh.
Oh, it starts with a P.
It's 2 women names.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yes, it's two women's names.
It's 2 women's
And you
names.
put them together. Last name is.
It really is like charades. 2 women's names. Okay, the only P name that's coming to mind is like Patty. That's
Or like the parrot. Once a cracker.
Polly.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
And then-
polyester.
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 Yes. Oh, it is like
Okay.
charades, right?
That's
It is like
really
charades.
is.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right,
You
perfect.
choose for me. That was a good one. That was a good one.
That was. Prada sold their stake in Gucci to what fashion company?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea.
I'll give you a hint as well. It's a very popular purse company. 2 letters.
It's not Michael Kors.
No. Good guess though.
Purses. Who? I don't know. Who the? Oh no, Kate Spade.
No.
Oh, may she rest in peace. Give it to me again.
Okay, Louis Vuitton.
Oh yes. Oh,
I know it's tricky.
how did I not get that one?
It's tricky.
How did I get that? All right, one more. This is for all the marbles. This is all the marbles
Okay.
here. Parker, trench, bomber, and P are types of what winter outerwear?
Jackets. Right? Bomber jackets.
Well, the judges say we'll take that coats.
Okay, coats. Okay.
Coats. Ding, 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 ding,
All
ding,
right.
Coats. All right. So that was fun, right?
Yes. It was. It was a little stressful
Yeah,
at times.
Look, we have a second guest coming. We're gonna see if he can answer
If you
these,
can,
right?
there we go.
Yeah, we're gonna mess with him too, because I got you for a little bit. You're gonna stay. All right, so thanks for playing.
No
right?
problem.
We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna get into ask you some more questions. We're gonna talk about the book a little more.
Okay.
Excuse me, and get into more of the world of modeling. All right, so we'll be right back. More Living a Rich Life, featuring the lovely Sasha Perea.
Yes.
I'm getting good at that, y'all. BeExposedRadio.com. We'll be right back. Oh my goodness.
Check out this flashback from Talk Lately with Monty only on BeExposedRadio.com.
But the windows is the problem for portable air conditioners in schools.
Because you can't lift the...
They don't lift up, they only open out.
Yeah.
And then they only open out enough to save a baby. The rest of y'all gonna die. But I'm just saying, how you gonna get out? I used to remember that Randallstown got those windows.
Yeah, they don't even go out that way. They go out that way.
So you gotta drop down.
Right, kick the window out.
I don't even think those windows is hard. You have to slam one of them closed.
You can't even see through them. Yeah.
Jailhouse windows. Kids go to jail. It might as well be like that with the daggone metal detectors and shit.
They don't have metal detectors in one school.
None of them?
They been
Not even Booker T? Because that sounds like it's hood.
They don't have.
Frederick Douglass? No.
You know what? I've never been in Frederick Douglass High School. No, they've been took metal detectors out of school.
Lumber.
Oh, Frederick Douglass got one.
They do?
Oh, okay.
Now they got one. Because it was a
they
shooting
changed a lot. My son was there the other day.
Dunbar? No.
Dunbar, have I been in Dunbar before? No, I don't think I've ever been in Dunbar. Where'd you go to? Randallstown?
Thank you. Full AT. I was never hot there.
That's a shame. Because
While I was in the nurse's
just
office.
like the schools that you said, like I'm surprised that Booker T is on that list. But I'm surprised. I'm not surprised Mount Royal is.
I just got an update in my ear. There is no metal detectors in Dunbar. Doc!
No, because they took a lot of the schools that had them. They took them out.
Is it a no-shoot zone? It might be a no-shoot zone. So.
Just because you spray paint that on the ground don't mean
it work.
People looking at them. The people shooting are walking over those signs. Like
all this and much more every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Talk Lately with Monty. Only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Fall into this unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Living a Rich Life. Once again, I am your host, Rich James, and we are featuring this evening Sasha Perea. You know, I just like that. You know, I just like to say now.
No.
I am Miss Perea. How can I help you?
Right.
So let's keep it going.
All
right? So one of the things in terms of modeling, again, we kind of touched on some of the things that at this point in time, depending on the type of modeling that you do, it doesn't really matter. Excuse me. But what do you think in terms of competition in this industry and the relationships models have with each other? What do you think? Because I know it's pretty competitive, right?
It can be. It can be. And one of the things that I learned very early on is honestly, it depends. It boils down to who the casting directors are when you go to a casting. So my very first show, I thought I had been casted. I went to the show the day of the show. My family bought tickets, and I ended up not having any designers to walk for, and I was crushed, like absolutely devastated. Didn't understand like why I hadn't really been selected.
Okay.
I think it's so important though for girls to remember that it's all about the vision that a casting director has. So it doesn't matter who's next to you.
Right.
Just remember that they have a vision for what they want their line to be or what they want their line to look like. And when you keep that in your mind, the competition aspect of it all kind of goes out the window. At least for me, it does.
Right.
So my very next show after not getting selected, I walked in with 1 designer and ended up walking for 4. And so that's how I realized, and I'm glad it happened at the beginning of my career, but that's when I realized it just depends on who you happen to be working with in that moment.
Okay. And what I forgot to do is, so let's make sure folks know how to get in touch with you in terms of, bookings, and so I figured they can go to your site. So let's tell them your information, share with them your social media.
So Instagram is always a way to reach me at @I am_Sasha P. My website is another way to find me, so you can go to my website, which is www.sashaperea.com. And then I'm also on Model Mayhem and Backstage.com, and I have profiles there as well.
Oh, okay. I think I did. Somebody mention that. I was like, what is this?
Yep.
I don't know. That's new to me.
Yes.
Okay. So what sorts of settings, clothing, brands do you prefer to shoot for? Do you have a favorite?
So most of my stuff has been more like beauty, editorial, glamour type shoots.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
I think I can see that. So
yes.
We'll let the world know. So I invited Sasha to an event, which it was just that, right?
Yeah.
It was glamorous. Folks was dressed up, and I knew you would like it. I just knew you would enjoy it. So okay, so that makes sense.
Yes.
The fancy stuff. Now, what about? I've seen you do some swimwear.
Done a little bit. So I've done that more so for pageantry, but that's actually something I want to kind of branch into more this year, and also just doing more commercial print work. So that is definitely one of my big goals for 2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, exercise. Do you do a lot of exercising?
I try to.
And what do you eat now?
Yes.
May I see your book again?
Sure.
I thought I saw something in here again. Sasha Perea, Model Mindset. Because I think so you got a checklist in here.
Yes.
Right.
So that's for submitting and making sure there's a lot of scams in this industry, unfortunately, and people that try to take advantage of models that are beginning and may not know much about the industry. So I cover that as well. But for fitness, so I actually like to dance. I'm a salsa dancer. I danced in college.
Oh, okay.
And so that is like my favorite way of exercising, just staying in shape, because I'm not going to lie, I'm not the biggest fan of the gym. I do it because I have to, but also just maintaining a very healthy lifestyle overall.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you eat meat?
So only chicken and fish.
Chicken and fish.
No red meat.
No red meat. Okay.
Yes.
A lot of salads. Right? Or is that a myth?
Yeah, salads, but also like healthy carbs, so like sweet potatoes. I still eat bread. You don't want to starve yourself. That's not the way to go about it at all.
That's not the way to go. Okay. So just looking at and say, so Model Mindset, a beginner's guide to the modeling industry. So again, get your copies, folks. Get your copies. I'm going to get me a signed one, so don't hate. But one of the things I noticed as I'm looking through here is you have a My Weekly Beauty Planner.
Yes.
What days will I focus on skincare? So do you have a particular person that you go to that handles your skincare?
I do. So she has been, thank you, I appreciate that. She has been absolutely amazing. Her name is Nabir Cruz, and she's with Healthy Dermis.
Okay.
She's a medical esthetician. She also is Colombian, so she is phenomenal. I actually battled with cystic acne for about 2 years. I didn't know what was going on. I developed it after college, and just horrible breakouts. And it kind of hindered my modeling career because I didn't feel comfortable submitting when, your face is kind of your product.
Right.
Working with her, I've been now with her for almost 2 years. and
Yeah,
she's been amazing.
Well, she is, yes,
Yes.
she is. Isn't she
Absolutely.
lovely?
Thank you.
Isn't she wonderful?
Yeah,
Who
she's
sings that?
incredible. Stevie Wonder.
Oh, okay.
I knew that one.
I got you.
Yes.
And then you have your positive affirmations. I am
Yes.
prepared. I am worthy. I am, and then so it's almost like an interactive book.
It
so to
is.
speak,
It
right?
is very much so.
All right. So all those model mindset. I
Yes.
can
You got to
into
get your
this.
mind right.
Yes.
When you go
casting
into
call.
anything.
Checklist. Oh, okay. This is all. This is good. I had a guest, which you've gotten a special invitation.
Okay.
So I am a sponsor for Art Taste 2020.
Okay.
It's April 4th.
Okay.
So put that on your calendar. Put that on your calendar.
Absolutely.
Excuse me, I got a little twitch.
Sure.
So here you go. Ooh, good goodness. So when it comes to, I'm coming to realize as I'm doing this show more and more, as I like to say, I'm the most known unknown person there is, and sometimes I'm starting to not really like people.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do. So in terms of like the people that you interact with, what does your circle look like right now? Do you have a large circle, a small circle in terms of your followers, or your friends?
Or friends?
Yeah, your friends.
Friends-wise, I would say it's a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep a tight circle. They have been friends with me now for like years, honestly. But yeah, I like to have a very tight-knit circle. My family's everything to me, so that's always like my first round, I think, of people that I talk to and confide in. They're my go-to. They're my everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what keeps you motivated now? What keeps you motivated? See, 26.
Yes.
I'm not as young as I look, by the way.
Right.
just so you see. But what motivates you? Because I mean, again, modeling is I think it's a tough business.
Yes.
Right. What motivates you? Yeah. What motivates you to stay focused?
Absolutely. Well, for me, again, my family is definitely number one. I want to make sure that their sacrifices have not been made in vain. They've sacrificed a lot. My grandmother came here at 29 to the U.S., not knowing English, mother of 3, and has done a very, very, very amazing job for herself. So I want to make sure her sacrifices aren't in vain, but making sure that I really follow my purpose and my passion, and I feel like this is something that has become a huge passion of mine. And I feel like I'm also able to influence a lot of those around me as well, to know that like my work is inspiring other girls that are younger than me. Representation is very important as well. So being an Afro-Latina woman is huge, and I think it's beautiful to see more and more of that now. And that's a huge motivation of mine, because I didn't really have anyone to look at growing up. So
yeah, when you think about it, I mean, definitely different. There's a lot of different Latino hosts that I'm partial to the Latin culture. I have to say that. I'm trying to get to Colombia. A colleague of mine, he's like, "Yep, go ahead. You know, family come and they will treat you good and all that good stuff." Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I'll definitely keep that in mind. So in terms of hobbies, so outside when you're not modeling, when you're not hosting an event, which we're going to get to that in a minute. Yeah. What do you do in terms of hobbies? What's some of your hobbies?
Yeah, so salsa dancing is one of the biggest things. I've been salsa dancing since college, so that's been a great stress reliever and great workout as well. Outside of that, I grew up singing and playing the piano, so I still like to go back to that every once in a while. I don't do it as much as I used to, but those are probably like my biggest hobbies. But I try to keep myself pretty busy.
Salsa dancing. So my next guest, he's a DJ, a producer, a musician. I'm gonna see. I'm put him on the spot. Put you all on the spot. Do some salsa, right?
There you go.
He might throw something together. I don't know.
He might.
Okay, that's good to know. So, question here.
Yes.
What was your best experience as a model? Somebody asked. That was a question that came from somebody. What was your best experience? Let's not say that. Let's see. I guess memorable.
Most memorable?
Yeah. Probably won one of them titles. Let me know
Yeah.
for you. Go ahead.
Well, you're fine. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess if we're gonna speak like including the pageant world as well, then yes, definitely winning a title would be the most memorable. So I've won twice. So my very first one, I was, I believe, 16 years old, and I was a teen winner for Virginia Cinderella. And so that was, I mean, a huge accomplishment at that age. going into the competition and then getting to compete internationally as well.
Okay.
And then I competed and won again in 2016. So that was another amazing experience. And just being able to meet so many accomplished females and just give it your all and be on stage. And I was very, very proud of that moment.
I'm going to tell you what I would like to see. Excuse me.
Yes.
And don't because you like it. What I would like to see, because most of the times when it gets down to those two, and they say the name, was you like?
Yeah.
I would like to see you. I would like to see a model be like, yeah, that's what I knew I was gonna win.
You know, you should go. You can YouTube actually different winners' reactions, and you'll see like a variation across the board.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I think I was just kind of like in shock when I won, so I didn't really have like that stereotypical reaction. But hopefully, I'm competing. I'll hopefully compete again this year. So fingers crossed, I'll have a reaction this year. Right? Yes.
Shoot, if that was me, I'd be like, yeah, I knew I was going. I knew I was going. Okay, so do you read any fashion magazines, right? Because fashion and modeling, they kind of go hand in hand.
I try to keep up with it. I don't as much as I probably should, but I follow trends just like by researching trends in general. I feel like Instagram has kind of become like a magazine in a way as well, so just following different accounts on there and just following major models and also major modeling agencies as well.
Oh, and what's some of the different modeling agencies that? Because again, if you're doing it yourself, I guess you have your plan on how you do that, right?
Yeah.
What's some of I know Wilhelmina.
Yes, Wilhelmina is one of the huge ones.
That's a big one.
Next is another really big one. Jag is also has made a really big name for themselves. They're based in New York as well. So trying to follow them and see, what their models are doing is kind of how I keep up with the trends.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take another quick break.
Okay.
All right, we're going to come back, something I like to call a rich life moment in time.
Okay.
I know you see the spin of the name.
Right, I like it.
Okay. All right, so we'll be back. More Living a Rich Life talk show featuring Sasha, Perea, here on BeExposedRadio.com. Y'all come back.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah. Rebel rap. If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head, I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Work them old, tell them where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell them where the cash. If you playing for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. That was all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crack. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it, things getting better. Open it up with my name on the letter. Why you crazy about it? Saying whatever, you shy to be you. You know you gotta be you. Sometimes I need privacy too. Yeah, you know I ride. You know I ride, and you know you ride for me too. Yeah, you know I. Look, you like getting that hit for real. When it's me and Murray, just us, we chill. I'm in a rush to get off to get you. Never ever had to floss to get you. Pay the dues that it cost to kiss you. Rug burns on the carpet with you. Oh yeah. Come on, dog, throw this in there. Had to dedicate this to the homie out of New Orleans. One break. Said she wanna bump that. You gonna do it? Go ahead, do it.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'ma show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but niggas she could've died with. Destroy the whole world, I found found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife, and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated babysitting with a passion. She deserved better, better circumstances. A black queen, she should have been blessed with certain chances. Look down upon, getting all of hurting glances. Making men change up all the twerking stances. She never cried about the pain, only gritted her teeth. But most soldiers never get a flower or a wreath. She like G.I. Jane in the war with no relief. Don't recognize why killers was going through her beef. She said more prayers than the nun did. After seeing so much struggles with only one kid, the clinic said baby number 2 couldn't be undid. 9 months later, delivery.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Living a Rich Life Talk Show featuring Sasha Perea. So, as I mentioned during this segment, something I like to call Living a Rich Life recap, not a recap, but a moment in time, right? In which we kind of talk about, do you remember when we first met?
Yes, yes, I do.
Yes. Where we meet at, Sasha? Where we
met at Park.
We met at Park.
We met at Park.
Wait a minute, and was that what event was that? That's a good question now.
I don't remember what event it was, but we were there. I know we were there for a reason.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I wanted to say CBC, but that's not it. So what I like to do is, in which we had a great time. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, she's kind of cool. Yeah. So I like to folks to give me their. So this is some more of my wonderful guests.
Okay.
That I've connected with, and each person on here, because again, I like to. I'm real personable. You know what I mean, and. I like for you to sign and join the Rich Life moment in time Wall of Fame, because that's what it is.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I'm looking to start a new one pretty soon,
right.
actually, my guest. So anywhere you want, you take as much room as you want. You got some space there. We got some space here.
Let's see, maybe I'll go above.
You know.
Over here.
And while you do that, I make my public service announcements.
Alrighty.
So again, Art Taste 2020 is April 4th. You can go to www.arttaste.com. No, it's .org. Get your tickets. Again, Friday is going to be a 50%. It's a flash sale, so 50% off the tickets. Art Taste, April 4th. It's going to be a good time. In addition, we got Birds of Paradise, phenomenal event planner. Shouts out to that company, and Timeless Entertainment, which they do a lot of good stuff. We have the Garage this Friday, which they have a game night. It's an adult game night. I've never been to one, but it seems like it's going to be fun. I play chess.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to go there and whip on some folks in the game of chess. But they got a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, so we all signed. Let me see what we got. Where you signed at?
I signed at the top left.
At the top there, left there. Ooh, look at that. Sasha Perea. Oh, yes. Okay. Nice. Very good.
Thank you so much.
I got all types of folks up on there, you know. So, all right, so let's keep it going. All right. So you told us about your most memorable experience. Mm-hmm. So you know this is like opposite,
right.
So tell us, what was your worst experience as a model? And so whether you're walking down the road, just tell us.
Yeah, so thankfully, I've never fallen
on
stage. I practice a lot to make sure I don't.
Okay.
So I've never fallen. I've never had anything super crazy happen. But I would say one of the most difficult times, which is the story that I mentioned initially or earlier, which is when I thought I had gotten casted and I didn't. At that time, I was 19. It was my very first show. It was actually the inaugural fashion show. It was Obama's second presidential inauguration.
Nice.
So I knew there was going to be international media there, and I was just excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm starting. I'm ready. And then, of course, I wasn't able to walk. It was difficult. I felt like an injured athlete who just wanted to get on the field and participate.
Right. Okay.
But I also realized how much I cared about what I was doing. So.
Okay. Well, that's what's up. So question, right? So when you're modeling, right? So when you do those type of events, and you got to change clothes, right?
Yeah.
So, and I say this because my daughter, she dances, excuse me.
Okay.
So, I mean, literally, these kids, they do their costume, and then they got maybe 2 other performances, and they got changed real quick. Is that the same thing?
It is.
When you're doing runway?
It is, yeah, especially if you're walking for multiple designers.
Oh, yeah, so you
Yeah.
got to make sure you're all zipped up. I watch a couple of shows, too. You know.
Okay.
Sasha like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I've watched a couple of shows. I used to watch America's Top Model. You ever
Yes,
watch that?
favorite. Absolute
Yes.
favorite.
Some other ones, Project Runway. Don't judge me.
No.
Yeah, don't judge me. I used to be the guy that would get a shirt and it'd be the same exact shirt but different colors.
Okay.
But now I'm trying to work on it. I thought this.
Right.
So normally this is my signature shirt.
Okay.
A white shirt with little dots. One of my guests, George Ray. Shouts out to George Ray Agency. He dresses real fly. He's always fly. So I wore a vest with him, and then I figured fashion, he was coming on.
Right.
So I've only wore a vest for 2 guests.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I feel special.
Well, you should. It doesn't happen too often. It doesn't happen too often. Okay, so let's keep it going. So when I think of fashion, I think of modeling. I think of different seasons. Do you have a favorite season? That's
Yeah.
the first one.
So in general?
Yeah, in general.
Yeah, so summer's my favorite.
Summer's your favorite.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, tell us why summer's your
Yes.
favorite.
So I'm biased because I'm a summer baby.
okay.
I was born in August, but I just love the heat. If it could be warm 24/7, I would be ecstatic.
Yeah.
But I just love the fashion in the summer as well. You get to wear bright colors, you know, flowy material. You get to be, I think, in my opinion, way more versatile.
Yeah,
So,
that's
you
true
know.
too. Because wintertime, all you need is a nice pair of boots and a nice
And a
coat.
jacket, exactly.
Yeah. Might throw a fly hat on, something like that.
Yep.
That's about it. Okay, so what is your favorite color? What's your favorite color?
So my favorite color is baby blue.
Baby blue.
Yeah, it's like the pastel blue.
That's a difference than Tiffany blue.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
a little bit? I'm gonna have to Google that.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Excuse me. So where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Tell us, what's the future hold for Sasha Perea?
Thank you.
Hopefully your mother's watching. She's like,
She is.
He
Yes.
pronounced it right, baby. He pronounced it right. Hi, Mom.
In the next 10 years, so my plan is obviously to inspire the next generation of models that want to go into the industry. That's definitely one of my biggest goals. With this book, one of my next ventures with this is actually creating a line of products that I think all models should have, especially when they're entering the industry. So I hope that will turn into like a full-fledged line that people can purchase, whether they are models or aren't models, just because I think they're things that everyone should kind of have.
I agree.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I like for my guests to answer, one of the questions in particular, you know, when I say a rich life, some folks automatically think of money, which it's more than that to me, based on, again, my 6 elements So I asked the question to you, Ms. Sasha Perea.
Yes.
What does living a rich life mean to you?
Living a rich life to me, okay, so it's probably going to have multiple parts.
Okay. As it should,
okay.
I think.
So living a rich life, for one, is definitely happiness.
Okay.
Being with family.
Okay.
And having a sense of independence and control over your time.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
and that freedom.
And
living in your purpose. Yes.
See, one thing that I like is when I have my guest on, and you're no different, the fact that certain words are used, right? I think in all, I stay very positive. I'm a very optimistic type person. Because one, I think we can all win, but the words that I always seem to resonate: purpose,
yes,
you know, family, and things of that nature. So, thank you for responding.
Yes, absolutely.
So thanks for being here. Now we want you to stick around because we're going to have my second guest come in.
Okay.
We're going to talk music, and the strange thing is he did a video because again he produced this video. I was in the video.
Okay.
And it had to deal with some fashion.
Nice.
I'll let him talk about that because I don't remember what it was, but it was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
All right? So there you have it. We talked modeling, we talked fashion, Today here, Living a Rich Life, featuring Sasha Perea. We got a next guest coming up, phenomenal guy. So we'll be right back. More BeExposedRadio.com. We'll be right back.
You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded, but don't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. So you just sit there and you suffer in silence. Your pride won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. Suicidal, depressed, but you won't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. You feel alone even though the people surround you. Popping pills every night even though you know they can't solve it. The emotional pain, it just seems way too heavy. Your mind is racing, wanna scream, somebody help me. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. These type of people sit right under our noses. We don't find out till we're on IG scrolling. We post a few memes, but then it keeps on happening. Something's gotta change, we gotta start talking and telling the truth without the fear of judgment. Gotta come together and really start loving and heal these people cause they slowly dying. Help them believe that their life is worth living. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. I pray there's an end to this suicide demon. We losing people too soon, they cutting and bleeding. They think no one cares, so I wrote this song to tell you, my God, he cares and he can heal you. He sees you when you're crying yourself to sleep, wondering if anybody hears me. You tell yourself you can't go on no more, but your life is worth fighting for. Don't leave this world too soon. There's so many people who really love you. Jesus is calling for you. He knows and he can heal you. I know you're hurting deep down inside, but my God, he came to give you life. You think no one cares, so you just sit there. I'm talking to you, get up from there. You gotta believe there's something better. So much better. God put purpose deep inside of you. The whole world is waiting for you. You.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know when we walk in the door, I have to tear down 10 stereotypes before I get past hello. So we need to eliminate that. You know, and we need to eliminate that. And the way that we do that is employing ourselves and employing our brothers and sisters. And so that's our mission, is group economics, uplift ourselves, because I can't empower anyone until I empower myself, and change from just being willing because it's in my heart and my passion to see my people succeed and see us do better and change the social order, because I know that we are not supposed to be on bottom. I understand who I was. I know I didn't fall out of the sky and land on a plantation. So when you have knowledge of self and you know who you are and what you come from, it's frustrating more than anything to see us in this position.
Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. live on BigExposedRadio.com.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco. Strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Living a Rich Life. Once again, I am your host, Rich James. Now, if you're tuning in now, you miss Sasha. However, my special guest tonight is phenomenal gentleman. And we're going to get to the part where I met him and all that other good stuff, because he probably don't even know. But let me bring him in, and I'm going to bring him in correctly. So, our special guest formed and fronted 2 rock bands, Red Leather and Dripping Wheel, known for performing lively and versatile sets at venues like the Charles, the Bygone, the Sandlot, and Ouzo Beach. He provides various levels of production, including sound, video, and lights, one which includes his most recent production entitled You Belong Here. Currently a resident artist at Creative Labs and Hide and Seek Talent, nominated for the 2nd year in a row for DJ in the Baltimore Sun Readers Poll. He's a DJ, producer, musician. Please welcome the talented and versatile Mr. Neil Paul.
Thanks, Rich. I appreciate it, man. It's really good to be here. This is honestly the first time I've been on a podcast, so I'm really excited.
Really?
I'm really excited to chat, and I'm a huge fan of podcasts.
Okay.
I would say it was starting to listen to podcasts was one of the major things in my life that started getting me to think differently about my career and what I was doing. So the Tim Ferriss show was a huge influence on me in that regard. So it's really cool to kind of be here and bring that full circle.
Absolutely. And see, we're not just a podcast. Because we video and audio. That's why I like to think I'm special.
I didn't even know that, so I'm like, a little bit. But hey, hi everyone who's out there that watches and listening. It's really cool, and for you to participate in this.
We're gonna make sure folks get to know you, know about some of the things that you're doing and how music has actually impacted your life.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you mentioned, again, in this stage and age, there's so many different avenues, and we're going to talk about that as we talk about music and delivering your stuff. So let's get right into it. What do you say? What do you say?
Absolutely.
All right. First of all, these 2 bands.
Yeah.
When did you create these 2 bands?
So I went to Cornell University,
Okay.
and I was studying hotel management at the time, and I always wanted to be in a band. I was playing guitar, and I met some guys, and there was this big day called Slope Day. Actually, Kanye West was performing, but this was back in 2003-ish, when Kanye was still kind of up and coming. And that day, we performed for the first time. It was the first time I sang and performed live. I had played guitar for other bands or played keyboard for other bands, but me as the front man, we just wanted to get this thing together, and we called it Red Leather, and it was the first, homage to you know, that classic British rock kind of vibe. We played like Rolling Stones kind of stuff and like blues rock back then. So, yeah, it was something I did for the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
And I like gave it my all. You know, I
Right,
was like
right.
I was nervous because I was singing. I was like the center of attention. But it
Just
went really
rock
well.
with it.
I was like, as if it was the last time. As if it was the only time. I really went into it like that.
Okay.
And then I did it, and the crowd reacted.
Right.
And that's when I knew.
Okay.
That's when I knew, like, I wanted to do this. And that's when I knew music for a living. And that's when I knew that it was possible.
Gotcha.
Whereas before, it was like kind of this thing for someone else, this thing that was unachievable. So that was kind of a spark. So Red Leather was my first rock band in college, and then someone graduated, and then there was another band that was formed, Dripping Wheel, with a different crew, and we played a lot more. We did a lot of college parties.
Okay.
We wrote a couple things, but never released them. But that was that was huge for me. I mean, that was my rock days, and after that, I tried to like kind of keep forming bands, but it's really hard. It's really hard because you got to deal with other people and common goals, and
So okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So one of the things, like I said, is so you have the band aspect,
right?
And you mentioned you have the guitar, which I see you brought. So thank you
Yes.
very much, because during the second segment, we're gonna get you, play a little something.
Sure.
And we're gonna bring Sasha back too. So if you know a little salsa, we're gonna something with a salsa feel to it.
I could definitely see what I can do. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. So do you play any other instruments other than the guitar?
I do. I play piano.
Okay.
Piano was actually my first instrument. And yeah, I play piano, and then like through production, like keys, synthesis, and everything that can be made using a keyboard.
Okay. Now, so tell me, is there your family background? Anyone in your family are musicians? Have that? What is this? Let's say creative, artsy talent.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely my mother. She played piano growing up.
Okay.
Didn't ever do it professionally or anything. But I was growing up. Before I had a choice over what I was going to be doing
right.
or any preferences, I started going to Peabody Preparatory here in downtown in Mount Vernon.
Okay.
So I would go every Saturday and then Monday nights to like learn classical piano and music theory. So that was really, back then it was like Beethoven, was my jam.
Right.
So yeah, I mean classically trained in piano, and then decided to pick up the guitar later when middle school happened, and guitar was a lot cooler than the piano.
Yeah. So one of the things, so we talk about a little bit on the musical side,
right?
And when we talk about the rich life moment in time, because that's where I actually met you, on the DJ side of it, right?
Yeah.
'Cause you do some DJing too, right?
I do.
Right.
And
So
that's my thing. Yeah.
So I got to say, I've seen, I think initially, and I don't remember where we met, but it was the music was first. I was like, oh, okay, this was different, right? Because I mean, there's so many different types of music, as you mentioned, but it was, again, and I think being very versatile. I think you're very versatile when it comes to diverse crowds, kind of
Thank
folks
you.
that hey, it's not something I normally listen to, but. You know what? Well, Neil's gonna be at the Rockwell. Oh, okay, I'm coming. You know what I mean? That was the kind of feel I got for when you're DJing. So I definitely appreciate that. What are some of the advantages of listening to music? Right? I mean, I hear a lot of different things. Music therapy. Well, what's your thoughts on that? And just what does music do to you?
I mean, I think it's just really it's a powerful thing that like gets to our core and plays with our feelings and emotions, and can either kind of, I guess it synergizes, where we're at a certain period of time, place, how we're feeling, kind of all conglomerates, and the song kind of, can affect that.
Right.
It becomes part of it, and that's why music is so powerful, and it's like global, and it brings people together.
Yeah, they also say music soothes the savage beast. You ever hear that?
Like that.
right?
I haven't
you never heard that?
No.
How old are you, man?
I don't know anymore, man.
Me neither. You're a young guy, and you never heard that. Music soothes the savage beast.
No, I love that though. I definitely plan on
using that.
borrowing that one.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny. So
it also create, uncage a beast. I feel like certain types of music, and that's the power of as a DJ, really like gliding and creating a mood and taking people through a journey, and sometimes even going to the dark side a little bit. I do enjoy that.
Right. Okay. What's probably in terms? So I know one in particular music video that you've done.
Yes.
Right. So let's talk about that right quick. Tell us about that.
Sure. So Sonny Cal and I, and you've had Sonny on the podcast, R&B, jazz singer, extremely talented, amazing voice, amazing person.
Yep.
Her and I connected through Heidi, and we also had a mutual friend, Brian Levin, who's an indie film producer. So Sonny and I had met. We started writing You Belong Here way back, gosh, it was like late last spring. So this has been a process for sure. And we started writing that, and then Brian approached us early on about doing a music video. And so this whole like concept of the song, of the video, started becoming this bigger thing. And that's kind of how it started, and essentially it conglomerated into that experience at Creative Labs with the people in costume and the energy, and we wanted to make it like fun and weird but pay homage to Baltimore. And the song is about belonging. Right. And so when we were writing the song, we were talking about what was on our minds.
Right.
And for me, at the time I was like questioning, is this the place for me? Is Baltimore the place for me? And that question has emerged throughout my adult life living here. And I have lived in a couple other places, but I'm from here.
Right.
And there is a sense of deep pride and community, and the music scene especially.
It's a lot of talent here.
There's a ton of talent here.
A lot of talent.
And this whole experience and all the people, including yourself, who I've met through the You Belong Here journey, have kind of solidified that, yes, this is the place, because future collaborations I'm excited about. Super stoked for what's next. But You Belong Here. Sonny and I have put so much time and energy into making it something really special and unique and honoring our city. So we're just really excited about it.
So for those that don't know and they're watching and listening, this Saturday, right? That's an open invitation to folks, right? It's the release.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a release, so it's not a private event.
Correct.
I think some folks were asking me, but it's not a private event. It's going to be at the Charles.
Correct.
This Saturday from 8 to 10. The video release party.
Yep.
For You Belong Here.
Correct.
Produced by Neil.
Yes.
And Sonny. Yep. They wrote that. Okay, all right, so we're going to take a quick break.
Can I just add a detail to that?
Absolutely.
So there are a couple of the Charleses out there. It's 1110 South Charles Street in Federal Hill. So,
okay. That's a big difference, right?
Yes.
We want to make sure y'all come to the right spot.
But yeah, it's open. Come hang out. 8 to 10 is the party. We'll be showing the video, and then I'll be performing a DJ set.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So we're going to take a break. We're going to bring Sasha back in because I want you to tell her about the costumes from the video. All right, so we're back. Special guest Neil Paul. Again, I'm your host, Rich James, Living a Rich Life talk show here on BeExposed.com. We'll be right back. Cool. Yeah.
First they love you, then desert you, leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste of been bad, burned, then fucked over. Remain strong through the past over. Kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me to let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pain I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I peep the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator. But I can't save you, the weed too loud on the pedal stool. Don't carry favors, always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patience run there, yeah, nigga OT. Cause they wanna see me down like I'm NCT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me. Say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't music sleep. While your third eye always on me. I'm stacking green just to feed the team. My boo, she know that I'm king when chasing my dream. These niggas it seems I rip them, trash them, then put on new jeans. Man, see the problem is, man, you know, I keep it 100, man. Yeah, man, like if I got it, then you got it. Yeah, man, but if I don't got it, then I'ma give it. You feel me? But I definitely got you through the ride, man. Let's get it, yo.
I'm really getting tired of ungrateful ass niggas. They really about to turn me to a hateful ass nigga. Like I was never there when you never had figures. Pull triggers for you niggas when you
Skirt, 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 skirt. Start, skirt, 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 start, start. I be up in the way. 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 Running on my face. Gucci guilty on my face. I be up in the way. 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 Bedroom phone ring, girl in t-shirt answers me. I get off on the way that she answers me. First time saw her, I knew she was the one for me. Ever since then, we been vibing on some chemistry. It's just a matter of time. I know she feeling my vibe. I got the keys to her ride. She put her hands on my thigh. She got that look in her eye. SL what I'm riding. Royalty, call me highness. All day and overnighted. Cause it's crunch time when I'm grinding. This Adderall got me nauseous. Proceed with caution. Tired of lanes, I'm exhausted. Poppin' Zanny Zan, sipping out the faucet. I'm confused, don't know what I'm doing. Wait, what I'm doing? Got me going, where the f I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going. Wait, where I'm going? Wait, where I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going? I'll be up in the way. 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 Running on my face. Gucci guilty on my face. I'll be up in the way. 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 Can I talk to you? I've been working hard. I've been up all night. I just been so high. I feel nothing off the sands. Withdrawals killing me. I need something to sleep. Need you on top of me. I need to get high. Dreams designer all night. Chanel should be haunting my dreams. Wearing my clear on my sleeve. I'm not who you need me to be.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Living a Rich Life Talk Show. Special guest Neil Paul is in the house. Thank you for joining. The lovely Sasha Perea, she stuck around. Excuse me, y'all. I've been coughing and hacking. So during this segment, Neil, I see you brought your guitar. And so maybe you can play a little something for us. Just anything that comes to mind.
Sure. I actually thought about this when you texted me, and my first reaction was like, what am I going to play? Because I'm used to kind of backing up other musicians.
Okay.
But there's this little thing that I remember writing back in the Dripping Wheel Red Leather days.
This was 2 bands he formed.
Yeah, that I think something, and it brought it back, something I actually do want to do something with.
Okay.
So it's kind of got a desert kind of driving vibe, so I hope you guys like it.
All right, go ahead, go for it. So wait a minute, let me introduce you.
Yeah.
Performing here live on Living a Rich Life Talk Show, please welcome Neil Paul.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
That's
reminds me
mostly
of,
like freestyling
Yeah?
too, just like in a idea.
Nice. I'm telling you, there's this movie, because I watch a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Not a lot of TV, but I watch movies. What's his name? Johnny Depp was in this movie. Golly, I'm not thinking about it, but it was that kind of like that feel.
Yeah.
A Johnny Depp movie. Okay.
It's like driving a car in the desert. Like that was like the vision I had for that song, and yeah.
Shoot.
And actually, it's interesting you mentioned movies because a lot of like what I'm trying to create is very like cinematic, and that's like important to me. To be like, I want my songs in movies almost more than maybe in other formats, because there's something about a movie moment or show moment in the right song, and I know that's a huge way many artists break.
Right.
So Sonny and I have been talking about that too for You Belong Here, is to kind of see if we can get it somewhere, get it on a show or something.
Okay, well, you never know.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for them. I think my theme right now is pretty hot, though.
Yeah, I'll have to, yeah.
My theme. So you can come up with my intro, because as I continue to take things to the next level,
Respect.
So speaking of that, right? So from the music, you do see a lot of folks go from music into acting. Is that the same with like modeling? You go from one to the next,
I feel like there is a little bit of overlap.
Yeah,
there can be.
As we mentioned during the break, I mean, those are two crazy industries, right?
Yeah.
So this event you just went to, music industry.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. What was that about?
The networking event?
The networking event.
Yes, so it's been happening once a year now for 3 years. City Garage and a few others are putting together this industry panel discussion. So the first one was about marketing, and then this last one was about the legal side of the industry.
Okay.
So I mean, it's an amazing event. Like, really grateful for everyone who puts it together, and it's at Port Covington. And this one was about the legal stuff.
Gotcha. So you have those things every so often to help. Okay.
But I will say, like, this event, I've met some really cool people. It's that community coming together. And it's amazing to see the relationship, 3 years ago, maybe just meeting someone for the first time, and being nervous, like around all these people. And now, like, the third time around, it's like good to see everyone. And it's we are a community. And when we do things like this, Baltimore music is stronger.
So when I think about again, so to me, it's a strong relationship.
Yeah.
Piece, right. And then for me, the extraordinary experiences that I have when so like the video. That was an extraordinary experience. I had a blast.
Awesome.
Plus, I had snacks and cocktails, so that.
Yes, like that was.
So that helped.
That was a huge discussion point to make sure we had the right catering.
Nice. So, question for you. And this was a question as I did with Sasha. I reached out to a couple of folks that follow you, just hey, what would you like me to ask Neil? And some folks actually did respond.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Which I thought was great. So someone asked, what is your least favorite type of music?
And the first thing that comes to mind is probably like extremely aggressive, like death metal. While I understand it and the culture and the community and respect that genre, I just don't listen to it. It's just a little too much for me.
Too much?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that. There's just something about heavy metal that don't really get with me.
Yeah.
Again, that's what I like about you, though. I've gone and I've been a couple of times when you're DJing, and I'm like, it's not my normal, but I can get with this. And then next time, I had a little more cocktails.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. I got honestly say that. It was always
Was
a
I
good
playing
time.
like house music mostly, or was it like mixing it up?
Let me see. You were mixing it up, because I know depending on certain venues, certain nights, you'll play a certain type of music.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, for me, I come to find out it's just being around good people, good energy.
Yes.
That's generally, and the music will come, right? The music will come. Now, if you start playing some country, I'll probably leave.
I will say.
You play country?
I have moments where a certain country song will just like wow.
Yeah.
Like it just this feeling, and I think like Tequila came out. That was hot last year.
Okay.
Like that was one of them where suddenly I'm like, this song like just makes me feel a certain way.
Right.
But I will say, yeah, country is not something that I listen to a lot, but occasionally kind of go down that road.
Okay. So who's some of your favorite bands or singers or musicians?
Well, I would say like my
Or
favorite,
DJs?
I would say like the DJ producer world and EDM right now. I'm really getting into, and my music is starting to reflect it. And this is on the heavier side. It's interesting. It's kind of like the heavy metal of EDM is kind of more of that trap.
Pause.
Yeah.
What's EDM?
So EDM is electronic dance music,
Oh,
which is a
electronic
large.
dance. Did you know that?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
shit, then.
It is
I'm showing my age.
It's a very large umbrella, so it's confusing when talked about at that level.
Okay.
But essentially, anything that is electronic beat structure that isn't directly hip hop probably is EDM.
Yeah.
But there are intersections everywhere.
Gotcha.
I love the intersection of EDM and hip hop, particularly. Artists like R.L. Grime, listen to, has some really cool collaborations. Dylan Francis, who remixed I Like It by Cardi B. I mean, that's such a popping remix.
Okay.
I play that all the time. Artists like Slander and Seven Lions, which are a little more like prettier EDM kind of, when you think of those big vocals, like pretty vocals, but then they like build into like a heavy kind of drop.
Okay.
That's what I love about EDM. It's that curve of energy and that like release of like a big bass drum drop.
It reminds me of my phone party days.
Foam party. Yes.
What? You been to a foam party?
I've never been to one, but I remember this like place in DC like had them.
You ever been to a foam party?
It kind
They
of
had one in college.
Yeah?
Yeah, so only once.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Maybe I did, but I don't. Anyway.
So I know this, but maybe the folks out there. First, let's tell folks how they can get in contact with you, how they can follow you. Please share that information.
Sure. I would say the best way is Instagram, Neil Paul Music, NeilPaul Music. And from there, that's like a hub to everything else that I'm doing. I'm extremely excited to launch a project called Saturn, which we're going to be releasing the track with Sunny on. And that's Saturn with a V instead of a U, so SATVRN. It's a whole concept. Really excited to start to be releasing music under that brand, and so it's at Saturn Music, but I'll be posting about it from Neil Paul, so just feel free to go there to keep it simple.
And that's the name of the company, your company that you're launching?
That's like a moniker. So that's an
okay.
EDM moniker that's specifically, it's a certain niche. So Neil Paul is more the DJ, the person, kind of managing everything that I'm doing, but Saturn is a unique production, kind of DJ producer concept that is in a certain arena, and that's the type of music I'm focused on now, but I do plan on releasing under Neil Paul as well, or a derivation of Neil Paul.
Okay, Neil Paul music.
So that is a challenge. Like, that's been a big, launching a second brand, managing two different things. So there are pluses and minuses to doing that.
Right.
Kind of like a model might have multiple Instagram pages to try to like show different sides potentially.
Right.
So yeah.
That makes sense. But and don't judge me.
Sure.
But I just started using the link tree.
Oh yeah.
Right. So that one link.
Yeah.
Well, and so now I can put things. So I got my website, which needs to be done over, and then I got my art taste 2020. Then I got some other stuff that's coming down. So it's a work in progress, right?
Yeah, I plan on using that. So thanks for reminding me.
It's really helpful.
Yeah. You got that?
I do.
Yeah. I'm behind the times. I'm behind.
I can be too. So it's hard to keep up with everything, and it's overwhelming. It can be extremely distracting. So I think it's,
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now, do you like to? So you just gave us some live music. Do you prefer live music versus DJing? One or the other? What's
Rarely.
Your
I think. Well, let me take that step back.
Okay.
If a band is that good or a performer is that good, then definitely that experience, like going to a real concert where real instruments are being played. However, I'm extremely picky about that. So Yeah.
Okay.
In general, like DJs, you know, and going to those type of shows are kind of more what I'm into.
When's the last time you went to a concert, Neil?
I went to go see Armin van Buuren at Echo Stage, and I saw Seven Lions at Echo Stage before that. Those are two huge influential artists on me in the EDM world.
Oh, okay. So as I mentioned before, there's I knew I saw that EDM before. That you're very versatile, right? So I want to read some of the comments on folks that heard your music and all that other good stuff. So this is folks and how they feel about Neil's music. Versatile DJ that can rock any crowd. He is also one hell of a producer that is going to be setting the EDM world on fire in the near future.
Wow.
Yeah, I got more. I said that too. No, I'm just kidding. Neil Paul was a DJ at my charity event recently at McHenry Row Apartments and did an amazing job. He played the perfect, and they capitalize perfect. You know that means something different when they capitalize stuff. That's that email etiquette. Perfect music for the night's event. He is a true professional, and I would highly recommend for any event that you plan on having. He really knows how to play to the crowd, and I mentioned that too. Keep the crunchy tunes coming. Cheers. Oh, okay, and then I'll read one more because I probably could go on. Neil is an amazing DJ. He recently played for an event for us at Core Power Yoga. You do yoga?
I don't.
Yeah.
I need to.
You do yoga?
I do.
Yeah.
Although it's been a little while, but I'm ready to get back into it.
Downward dog.
Yes, yoga is highly recommended. It's just about finding the right place to do it that you feel comfortable. And
Let me pause for a minute here. So I did a hot yoga. The first time I did it, amazing. The second time, I recommend that you don't do it after you've been out drinking.
No.
Yeah, that sounds brutal.
I was sleeping on the mats, okay? And when that stuff was coming out of me.
Yeah,
All right, I
hydration.
digress. I digress. I'll jump around. It's my show. I can do what I want. So anyway, Neil is an amazing DJ. He recently played for an event for us at Core Power Yoga. He was able to flawlessly read the room and the energy and provide the perfect flow of music for the yoga class we taught. We are so excited to work with Neil again. So that's some of your folks that you've worked with.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff.
And all just very different experiences, and I feel really good and blessed and appreciative that I would be getting positive feedback like that, and it keeps me energized and going and wanting to just get better.
Right.
Because there's always, I can sometimes focus too much on that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's when you hear those words like that, folks enjoying right. No different when you hear that applause, like, you feel that energy, all that work that you put in. And I had Sanjay, who used to work for 92Q. She was on the show, and she did 92Q, Big Fat Morning. She was there for a while, and she said, your shows. She's like, I'm impressed. So once that happened, because I was still a little nervous. It was early on. I ain't gonna lie, I started smelling myself a little. I was like, okay, I'm doing something right. But folks appreciate your music. They recognize it. And I think also being able to take that criticism, right?
Yeah.
And then just kind of roll with it, And I think it's how it's delivered.
Absolutely. I've gotten plenty of feedback and criticism, and I really take it to heart, and most of it I benefit from, because the next time around I'm going to be more ready, or I might have that song that I probably should have had, or I'm probably going to read the room a little bit better. But fortunately, the majority of feedback is positive.
Yeah.
But love it, but it's also everyone.
Oh, constructive criticism.
Yeah, it's still it's like exactly.
Yeah, that's what you want versus somebody be like, oh, that was
yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
And there's people I trust to give me that, and and it's a good thing to ask people to that they can feel comfortable giving that to you. Right. And that really helps a lot.
Okay. All right. So one of the things which I think in both cases here, there's some similarity in terms of, because you're doing your own independent, you're modeling, you're handling everything yourself, right? And then you mentioned earlier that in terms of, it's no longer, and even the podcast, even my show here, it's no longer just the WEAA and 92Q, 95.5. There's so many different avenues now that you can do so with the increasing rise of downloading from the internet, what do you think the future of the music industry is going to be like?
I think that from an artist perspective, it's extremely important to create a full audiovisual brand and experience that people can latch onto and connect to. While the barrier to entry is very low because of streaming, anyone can produce a track and put it out there and promote it. You no longer need record labels to do that. Record labels are now, and I know people in the industry on that side, they're trying to figure out what is the real role, and now that's evolving where they're supporting and tend to want to promote artists that have already gotten to a certain level on their own.
Right.
So now, as an emerging artist, creating that audiovisual experience and the brand, promoting it, the Instagram, the YouTube, everything. But having a cohesive strategy and executing on that is the way, and that's what I think about all the time and what I do day to day. And I'm still learning, but now after a year of kind of breaking from corporate America and actually doing this full time, I'm starting to really get into a flow and understand what it really takes, and it can be very overwhelming, but it's also very motivating and exciting, and it's cool to be creative in a variety of ways. Because it's not just the music, it's the pictures, it's the video, it's the everything.
Right, the energy, all that good stuff. Okay, so you mentioned there's that clash, right? So we played a game earlier called Fashion Trivia. So we left a few. Did you see that? You saw some of that?
No, but I'm getting nervous now.
So we did leave two here. So Sasha, help me out here.
Okay.
You read, and we're gonna see if Neil could guess some of these that because some of them we guessed. She beat me.
Fashion trivia.
Fashion trivia.
Okay.
Right. So it's a combo.
Let's go.
So we're gonna see what you got. Go ahead, Sasha.
All right. First question. What color disco suit did John Travolta originally want for Saturday Night Fever?
So that's a good one. That's perfect for you, right? Saturday Night. You do remember Saturday Night Fever?
Yes.
Movie? John Travolta.
Yes. I don't remember what color his disco suit was, but
Well,
what he
his
wanted.
disco
I'm just
suit-
gonna guess.
wanted,
I'm gonna guess silver.
It was actually black.
Okay.
It was black.
But it was actually white.
Okay.
The original one was black. I'm a John Travolta fan.
Right on.
That movie.
I'm a
I used to try
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge fan as well.
As John Travolta?
But I guess not enough to get that question.
Oh goodness. Okay. How about this one here? Let's see here. We're going to see here. We're going to pick.
Pulp Fiction, one of my favorite movies.
Yes, Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
Yeah, there wasn't too much fashion in Pulp Fiction. No. All right, here's. Let me see here. What you got over there? What else you got over there, Sasha? Go ahead.
Okay, which animated movie villain wore a black dress and a long coat of Dalmatian, which equals spotted fun?
You got any kids?
I do not. I know what she looks like. I have no idea what her name was. I'm just say Priscilla.
Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
was my show. That was my show.
Lion King was my favorite Disney.
Lion King.
Of all time. The original.
See here,
I haven't seen the new one.
You know what? Yeah, I wanted to see that too. All right, so your fashion. We're gonna give you here. Most pairs of jeans come with 5 or what?
5 or what?
Most pair. No, I'm asking you the question. Most pairs of jeans come with 5 or what? Jeans.
Buttons? Pockets.
Pockets. You got jeans that got buttons? I guess they do make them. Right?
No, I don't like those. The buttons.
Buttons? That just seems too hard.
That's a pain.
That just seems too hard. We're going to leave that game to the professionals.
Sorry, Steve. We got to get my fashion show.
Right. Yeah. Steve's going to be on the show also. Steve's gonna be on the show. He's gonna be on the show.
He'll probably get better.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. All right. So as we talk about producing and things of that nature, who are some of the artists that you have worked with? I know some, of course. But who have you worked with, and who would you like to work with in this coming days?
Well, I'm really. I think over the years, and I am now launching, a brand and producing music now. So I've experimented with several artists across the years, but I am excited to announce that I'm working with James Nasty, and James has a lot of history in the Baltimore Jiu-Jitsu scene. He's released some records, and they have had several stages of success in kind of the dance world, and he's done some Baltimore club stuff. So really excited. We're working on a few things together. Colada, her and I are actually getting together tomorrow to maybe try to do some kind of like trap, like R&B, hip-hop hybrid kind of thing.
I've heard that name.
So really stoked to work with her, and who I met at Sonny's Center Detention video. So that's when I met her. And then Left Lane Skrilla, who's a local artist, he has a track that's doing really well. It's been on BET Jams called Humble for Now. We're actually we're trying to come up with a music video concept and a whole release strategy. The song is kind of done, actually.
Okay.
So, yeah, all really good artists, Colada and Left Lane from the R&B kind of hip-hop world, and trying to fuse into an EDM hybrid. And then James and I have a few things that we're just trying to like piece together, looking for the right vocalist for kind of like a club track, but also some house that we're working on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who would I like to work with?
Yes.
I would say Muddy Mark is high on that list. TT's high on that list.
Okay. Okay.
The
two folks I'm trying to get on the show.
Two of the big time names in Baltimore music.
Because TT's on the West Coast.
She's
now,
on
right?
the West
She's
Coast.
on the West
But I
Coast
think
now.
Mark and I have talked, and hopefully we can just kind of find the right project, the right timing. A lot of it just comes down to that.
Right.
I think so many of us want to work together, but it's a process, it's a commitment, and trying to figure out the best way. Each situation is a little bit different.
Right. Yeah, I've been trying to get him on the show and to schedule it. And like I said, TT, she's on the West Coast, so
yeah.
Some names that you might not know, Sasha, but again, like I said, as they're coming, they're up and coming. They're pretty known. They're pretty known, but I think household names, because when you think of household names, but as far as we're concerned, they're household names.
Yeah, I would say certainly.
Yeah.
For those in tune, I mean,
Right.
they're definitely in that world. Baltimore Club, 100%, and exposing that to the world, which is really cool to see, like, how the genre is actually still continuing to. I'm noticing like they're doing Baltimore Club dance things like in Sweden. I saw something pop through my like feed. I'm like, this is cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I got a question here from, and this was a very interesting question. If music was removed from the world, how would you feel?
Definitely. I mean, I'd be very sad, but also like.
You're so emotional, Neil.
Yeah, like what would I do? I don't know. Like I have to change my whole life. I
guess.
I think like a maybe more interest. Like I guess as I think about that more, hearing loss is a real thing, and I do think about the impact, and I do think about what my life might be. Like, God forbid, and yeah, like I think it would be very, very difficult.
It would be, because we all listen to music, right? And even models, they'll come down the runway. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
All right, so let me stop being silly. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
All right? We're going to come back. We're going to have a rich life moment in time, and then we'll just keep things going. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be back. More Living a Rich Life talk show featuring Sasha Perea, special guest Neil Paul, here on BeExposedRadio.com. We'll be right back.
Be Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, Take care of them.
Yeah, that's
Period.
the real.
You right.
That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right.
And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to. If the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. What you up with, that's so hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how I really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father did. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen it's less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all the homies head. I could wait for your response, but they let her hear me talk, so I just...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Good deal. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Living a Rich Life. We are interviewing special guest Neil Paul, and we thank Sasha for sticking around. She gets to hang out with these two good-looking guys here. Right. So during this segment, something I like to call a rich life moment in time, where we touch on where we met. I swear I want to say it was the Rockwell. That's what I want to say. But I know he was DJing wherever it was, and from there wound up following you. And I think really at the we first really had to start having conversation at You Belong Here. That video, believe it or not, but I felt like I knew you. So then I said, hey, this guy's pretty cool.
Thanks, man.
So what I normally like to do, and what I do, actually not normally, I like to, these are all my guests that have been on here.
Okay.
And I was wondering if you would add your name to the list.
Of course.
All right, my man. All right, so let's move some things and help us out, Sasha. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
All righty.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works. Here you go. Yeah. Sign anywhere. I got a new one coming up. And during this time, I usually put the plugs out there, what's coming up. But again, let's let folks know this Saturday is going to be, was it the release?
The music video release party.
Music, well, you tell them, Neil.
So I will, sorry. The music video, multitasking is a myth. So the music video release party for You Belong Here, my collaboration with Sonny Cowell and the launch of Saturn will be happening at the Charles, Baltimore on 1110 South Charles Street this Saturday from 8 to 10 p.m. We'll be showing the video at around 9:15, 9:30, but it's going to be a party after that. All are welcome. It's for everyone to come. It's an open night. It should be bumping that night. It's going to be a sexy time for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There you have it. You got your weekend plans. You got part of your weekend
Yes.
plans right there. But then right there is direct from Neil's mouth right there. All right. So one of the things I do, as this is our final segment, and Sasha, she answered the question, as I like to ask. So Neil, tell us, what does living a rich life mean to you?
I love that question. I think ultimately, when I think of it as a richness of our our relationships and our relationships with ourselves and with others. I think just reflecting on when I'm feeling good and when I'm connected. It's when I'm connected, when I'm meeting people, when I'm engaging, when I'm having experiences like this, when I'm pursuing my passion and being an artist and just living a life rich in experience.
Okay.
That's what it's all about for me.
All right, you hear it say passion, right? Passion, purpose, all those things. I got to tell you, when I first started this, I interviewed folks out in the street, just asking random. And they ranged from folks in their 20s to folks, you know, my parents' age. And the responses were just amazing, right? So some friends, some people, they talk with money right off the bat. Oh, what's the living? Oh, a nice car, you know, a big house. Versus when you talk to the older people, it was health. That was the first thing. My experience, which health jumped to mind because I was sick for a while, and that's kind of where this vision came for myself. So all those things, passion, purpose, family, those things keep you together. So, you know, it's a multiple things. So.
Absolutely. And
health. Go ahead. What
I was just gonna say, I think like health and like how we feel, our energy, it's all connected to how we take care of ourselves and how we think, and yeah, it's been a huge kind of awakening for me to really define it in that way versus define it in achieving something specific or like a goal or a dollar amount, for sure.
Right. Absolutely. All right, so I think we're going to end on with me playing the guitar. What y'all think?
Yeah, it's in some weird tuning, but go for it anyway. It sounds good.
Good luck. If I knew I'd find something on here and act like I'm playing, I'll do a Milli Vanilli joint.
There you go.
Yeah, so again, I want to thank you both for being on the show.
Thanks, Red.
Thank you.
This was a good time. This was a good energy. I generally like to pair folks, you know, because there's some similarities, and again, from the modeling, the fashion, to music, and like I said, I wore this vest for Sasha, though, Neil.
It's okay.
Just to be clear. So, with that being said, we're going to close out. Next week, we have the chief. I guess he's the CEO. Or COO of Treason Toting Company, as well as owner of Bushler of Baltimore, Aaron Jones. Well, Jason Bass, he used to. Right?
Okay.
But Jason was my first guest. His business partner, he stayed in Treason. So Aaron Jones, he's going to be here, as well as writer, author, Doris. And Doris' last name is Jones, too. Oh, my goodness. Did I set that up? Oh, I got to think. Normally, I have it in my mind, but... So next week is going to be pretty good. We got some writers, authors, all that good stuff.
Cool.
But again, thank you both for joining. I enjoyed my conversation. I enjoyed the tune. I'd asked him to play some salsa. You should take us out on some salsa. Take us out on a tune. Take us out on something new.
I'll try.
The salsa. Right, how does it?
She do like a flamenco guitar. I have like a pick.
I'm about to say, don't you need like a pick?
Lately, I've been like enjoying the like finger picking, but they got like.
There you go.
See, the tuning is like in this thing.
Hey, that's something like it, right? Yeah. All right, thank you. Well, there you have it. Another exciting, wonderful episode of Living a Rich Life. Today we were featuring Sasha Perea, special guest Neil Paul. I thank you both for joining. Look forward to seeing you out and about. And when I have my appreciation gathering, I hope you both attend.
Ooh, that should be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So until next week, let's talk about it. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Listen to this flashback of Skyline Radio Show.
So where we at? Where we talk about the effects and what's going on in these schools.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand. Just real briefly, I just want to talk a little bit about